Alright, guys. It's coming up right now, dude. The move versus Welcome to the Jung. Not sure how many times they faced each other this season, but it's been a few times now. I think every single time Welcome to the Jung has won. But again, like the first time, I think Pikaboo was playing from a trailer park. Second time, Surge was sick. Third time, Pikaboo was like first time trying Feral Druid in tournament. So there's been some pretty big things holding them back, but now Pikaboo's got practice on Feral Druid, and hopefully Surge is no longer sick as well. And they're all playing at their home setups. So if ever, I think now is the time that the move rises up. Yeah, Pika was like traveling, and he was like playing in like an actual trailer, I think. He was like traveling in some kind of car show or something like that. I'm not sure if that's accurate, but I believe that was it. Hope? No. Yeah, it's on YouTube. Like, his mouse was ahead of his keyboard. He didn't have space for his mouse to the right of his keyboard. So his mouse was like in front of his keyboard. Damn, guys. Let's see here. Yo, Aya 3-0. Then 3-2. Supa 3-1. All these in favor of Jung. Seek as well. Lithy with the belief in the move.
I feel like Drake and Prev, man, they're absolute monsters, and the win rate speaks for itself, really.
It was an RV, okay, yeah.
By the Power Toads in Cup 1, who reverse sweep them 4 games in a row with Arcane, which
let's see this, guys.
Feeling more like a fluke. So let's get into
amazing game now. Yeah, this is good. This is hype.
I'm expecting a mirror.
Yeah, me too.
It's gonna be mirror, guys. Surely, Holy Pala, Feral, SP, mirror has to be.
I feel like
has to be.
Wiz versus
let's see
Prev,
it.
I think it's really even matchup there. You know, on the Shadow Priest, they're both gonna be, you know, basically playing it perfect. Pika and
last week,
Drake, I feel like Drake has a little bit
the
more
pressure
experience,
out the gates was crazy.
So I really think it's gonna have to be Absturge here that has to step up on the Holy Paladin. If we end up seeing the mirror, maybe we'll see the move bring back the good old-fashioned RPS that we saw from Old and Bad.
It's gonna be mirror. I mean, Pika's been just playing Feral all day long.
About to get into game here, and all the
yep, there we guys. The mirror matchup. Exact mirror too. Same races across the board also.
Upper bracket. Welcome to the Jung versus the move.
I think also same exact talents pretty much. We will check the builds after this game though. But here we go.
Maximum damage out. They need their bleeds on as many targets as possible.
The thing about SP Feral Holy Pala, like as a Feral, all you really do is maximize damage. Like so, it's really like a race of damage here. Nice fair, by the way.
He's already mashing that dispel keybind to try and stay ahead of the damage.
Yo, the race there, DR rake on Pikaboo.
Skyrocketing.
Yeah, the damage from Prev is
man. Oh my.
But Pikaboo actually being kind of keeping up here with Drake. And we saw this mirror, well, a different version of this. We saw it with the Elemental Shaman instead of the Shadow Priest.
Well, Cyclone. Of course, like, damage is a big thing, but also, yeah, landing clones. And also cloning the other Feral can really add up. Like here, Drake, full clone on Pikaboo, massive. Yes, MD though.
Coming out from WizK, and there's the main stun coming out onto Jung, but they're going for a Cyclone there, pressuring Prev here a little bit in this position, doing a decent amount here.
Double fair, it's DR though.
A triple fear though from Prev, double fear rather.
So Drake used Heart of the Wild quite early on. Pikaboo is still holding his heart. If the game goes kind of short, I think what Pikaboo is doing is smart, but if the game goes long, it can be kind of hard because Drake gets heart back before Pikaboo. Absurd in trouble here, guys. Trinkets. Shong in trouble too.
Stoneform there coming out though from Absturge. Actually was his trinket, but still pushing.
The difference in damage is really adding up now, though.
Are getting absolutely crushed right now. They're all
this is looking a bit more like last week than I thought it would.
In this position, this momentum is crazy from Welcome to the Jung that they can create this.
But it's not over yet, though.
Not even a minute and a half into the game, and it's going to continue to scale to control. Pikaboo can't stay on the Paladin. He's getting pressured too much. He comes back into midfield. He's still just dying. If Drake gets onto Absturge,
Pikaboo's low. Sturge here into full bash. Pikaboo walls.
This is going to be lights out. They silence the Cyclone.
Why is the difference that big? Well, like, it's all a game of momentum, and I think Welcome Jung are really good at just establishing that early on and just keep it going the whole game. They stay on the front foot, and then when they do that, they force the other team on the back foot, and they're like kind of defensive, and then you can't push it as much. And that's kind of what's happening here.
A blessing protection pulled out of his pocket.
And there's really good is like staying offensive, trading well to stay in, and yeah.
Absturge is maintaining his mana very effectively.
Yeah, Abster's doing a great job so far.
Mana's good
He
though.
is down on some big cooldowns, and they might have to trade more. Pikaboo caught behind enemy lines. Huge
Pikaboo swap. Clone a Sturge.
Void shift now from WizK. They're just
Stun to WizK here.
Abster Cyclone on low HP. Pikaboo with Barkskin, no renewal as well. Then look at the dots. Drake is hunting Abster
Guys,
right
we are
there.
3 minutes in. This is not looking good for the move.
Pikaboo gets feared by Prev as well.
But as we say that, I mean, I was gonna say like actually Shang has every CDs. Never mind.
Getting a full row of bleeds onto Absterge, gets the bash as well.
Full clone on Sturge, trinkets. Maven Pika now gets bop. Drake's gonna probably try clone Pika now on the bop.
And they are just bleeding cooldown after cooldown.
He's not actually going for it, surprisingly. He does go for it kind of late, but gets silenced.
Prev finally being pressured, but he just stone forms all the bleeds. He's resetting all of the dots, and that's gonna.
The thing is, like, the move are keeping up with mana here very nicely, though. And the Sturge is doing a great job.
Fire up into a rip as soon as possible, but he gets feared. He doesn't ramp any bleeds yet. Now he's stunned. He's really getting put far behind into another stun. Here comes a Void Torrent, Entropic Rift ticking away.
Sturge down to main,
Pikaboo,
though.
and Prev just seems to be playing with Pikaboo at this point. Psyfiend is down. Multiple Void.
Pikaboo is stuck in a bear form here. Needs to get bleeds up. Needs that damage, guys. Again, after this, we're gonna check the builds of both players. Okay.
You know, well for the move is that
Cyclone onto WizK, beautiful player from Drake.
Massive gap at this point. We can see Pikaboo falling behind now, 20 million
Ooh,
damage. WizK's behind on
grips him
30
away
million
from the
damage.
clone
Only 4
cast.
minutes in, this disparity is
Like,
just
so
gonna
far as
continue to
well, I
grow.
mean, Drake is landing way more
Side
clones,
of
which is
swaps over to
really
the Paladin,
adding
forcing
up
his
as well.
medallion into the silence on the trinket. Are they actually going to force his divine shield? Drake gets interrupted on a
Shang in trouble, guys. As we say this, I mean, he's low right now. An Incarn in 5 seconds. The move getting good pressure here.
Welcome to the Zhang.
Finally, they're getting some damage out here onto.
They get wall. No, actually, Pikaboo walls. Nice kick for Pikaboo onto Prev. Beautiful. Okay, now both Ferals Incarn here. Let's see here. Shang could be in trouble. Bubble from Shang.
Onto Zhang. He's gonna immediately bop that. He does not want to be falling.
Guys, actually, Disco is looking really good from the move right now. But we say that as Abster is in so much trouble. No bubble, no nothing. Can't he live this? No swap either. The dispel. Seems like Sturge holds on though.
Dispelling all of those bleed effects, goes for Cheers Deliverance.
That was tough.
Still good pressure onto the members of the move. Pikaboo down to half HP.
Okay, like now the moves seem to be getting into a better groove though. Like they're actually doing a lot more damage.
Is it going to be enough?
And catching up.
Sorry for the fear. Gets it. He gets stunned onto his trinket as well. Pikaboo in bear form manages to keep himself alive for just a moment, but they
cast clone. Nice clone there from Pikaboo. Drake trinkets is one.
Miracles right now, keeping the move in the fight.
Yep, Pikaboo's getting bleeds up.
Like cloning the other Feral, landing stuns, cloning, and like even like half stunning, cloning them again. Like these kind of things, especially on Incarn, really adds up.
Later stages of the game, now that dampening has started to tick in,
And just like stopping their damage.
Here
we go, DR rake Pikaboo.
Gonna struggle now with dampening. Pikaboo's forced into bear form. He's losing uptime. He's losing combo points. He's losing rips. It's just gonna be so devastating for him if he's constantly forced back into bear form. WizKid's trying to
Shang is slight manly. Drake in trouble. Sack used.
He gets into bear himself, and Drake looks like he's going to recover, but now they swap over to Zhang. He has no divine shield. He's greeting it here. He's getting stunned multiple times.
Guys, Pikaboo in trouble though. He's no skin for 3. He's so low.
He's just going to get dunked. Massive damage coming out. Welcome to the Zhang here in game number 1. And
yeah, I love Pikaboo's commentating, by the way. Oof, guys. Okay, the move there, like at times in the game, looked really solid, but the Zhang is just always just so. It's like clockwork, you know. It's just like there's always doing so consistently good things the whole time. While the move I think was, you know, a bit more up and down, but
towards the end of it, I feel like they were kind of finding their footing a little bit there.
Yeah.
But it just feels like at that point they were just too.
Yo, Jan, sure. But for now, actually look at the you can link me. I mean, like any time except for right now. Usually I could check it out. Okay. Maybe after.
And then he does manage
after this series, Jen.
Going for the Searing Glare in the back line, and then Pikaboo traces out his renewal, goes back into form, and here's the Maim stun onto Drake. Does good damage. They got Wiz in the back line with a Psyfiend as well, pressuring Drake. They get the sacrifice. Absterge Hodges Jung on the sacrifice, and then
we're gonna look at the gear now.
The dots there as well, and it looks like here he
we're going
doesn't go for the rip. He's going for ferocious bites here, trying to actually take him down, and then immediately goes back into bear form. Absterge gets silenced, and then Pikaboo just gets absolutely blasted.
Will the move keep playing the mirror? I think so, right?
Not bad, like swapping on the Hodge like that and catching Drake out of form, and you know.
Yo, why is it
closing the gap
laggy
in
now?
terms of damage a little bit, but the gap is just way too big still in terms of pressure. And I
Wait,
feel
hold
like
up, hold
it's
up.
kind of those small decisions there. Like for example, going for the bites there onto Jung. Like he already has divine protection. There's no way he's gonna actually die there with your burst damage. But I guess you just wanna gamble it and see maybe Prev has enough damage.
Now,
That
after
kick from
the
Drake is
series,
absolutely key
yeah.
here to keep Jung alive. I think that's the reason why he doesn't actually trigger
After
in
the
that
series.
position. But like small, kind
Hold
of place like that, instead maybe going for a rip and then you saving the bash instead of stacking all
Yeah, I
the
gotta
stacks in
update
one
my
target,
drivers,
saving
man,
the
or
bash,
something.
maybe for Drake or Prev, and try to slow down their damage and try to get your bleeds onto them instead, and just going for a more of a rot approach.
What up, Morpheus? Yo, dude, with the 31 months. Thank you so much.
From Prev.
Thank you, dude.
Collapsed Pikaboo's account there. 1 million damage on that one.
Emo worthy was
Nice
this?
setup here from Prev, leading the charge here for his team. I don't know if we managed to get like a screenshot of details, but it'd be awesome.
What is
to see
this,
the
man?
damage breakdown for Drake versus Pikaboo. Is he
Oh, we got it.
prioritizing his rips? Is he prioritizing his bites more than the other? And you're saying we've got it here.
Yeah, so here are some of the
I
builds.
got it,
Drake,
I got it.
talent tree.
Looking at it here. So for damage done
Hold
from
up.
Drizzy Meow. So he did 40% of his damage
Pikaboo,
onto
talent tree
Pika,
also. So here's Drake's talent tree.
36% of his damage onto Absturge, and then 23% of his damage.
Yeah, I mean, like, these are standard builds. He's actually going double clawed rake,
And I
though.
wanna see Pika's
Which I
profile
wonder how
here.
much value he's
for
getting from that.
Pika did 33% onto Jung,
And skipping
52%
Taste for
onto
Blood.
Prev, and
Okay.
only 14%
So really
onto
leaning into
Drake. So
bites,
it felt
leading to
like,
bleeds
on the
by
healers,
skipping this.
They were.
That's interesting,
really
actually.
close. Yeah, I would
The
say there.
Felver Shadow
There's
Priest.
only 2%. Yeah. So yeah.
And
Drake
Pikaboo is
prioritized,
playing-
going after the other feral a lot more compared to Pika, who.
Merciless
prioritized
Claws.
Going after the Shadow Priest. The Shadow Priest.
He is
was
playing
the
Taste of
main target
Blood.
for him. And I feel like Shadow Priest is actually. The
Wait, overall,
weakest of
both builds are very
so,
standard, though.
I think that's where.
With some
maybe a
slight
lot of that
changes
extra
here and
pressure
there.
comes in, if we compare the two feral druids and where they're actually allocating their damage. When I can take a look at.
Wait,
Wiz
actually, so
as
also
well,
Drake is going
compared
Thrashing Claws, which is quite nice.
To Prev.
We're both playing Typhoon.
So for WizK hit. Wait, let me see here. Is this the right one? Here. So Prev hit Pika 52%, 52.57%. Hit Wiz 27%, and then Absturge 20%, and then Siphon 1%. PPC. And then let me see here. If I can find.
Glad you can decipher these
Wiz.
charts because I'm looking at this and I'm
Same comp again, guys. Same matchup.
Yeah,
idea how to
no, I
read
got
this.
it. Okay, so WizK did 44% on Prev.
Like Drake,
30% on
Prev.
Jung,
Yeah, I think Drake and Prev have been on a few teams
So in general,
together now, and I think they're
it
always
just
like really,
feels
really
like
good.
Welcome, or it looks like
'Cause they were
Welcome
on
to the
Kawhi,
Jungle is
right?
Prioritizing a lot more damage onto the
I
Feral
think.
Druid,
Yeah.
and the move is prioritizing a lot more damage onto the Shadow Priest. That's like the TLDR version of that.
And that's, I feel like it's
Yeah.
got to be focusing the Feral Druid is better. You just limit so much damage
Yes.
as the Feral Druid. Like I was just playing mine last night, and it's like when you get focused or spam CC'd, it just feels like all your momentum falls off a cliff, and you're just playing catch
Hold
up
up.
for the entire game. Whereas when you attack the Shadow Priest, your damage is kind of going into the void. You're just.
What is your prediction here?
He's passively recovering. You're not really stopping him, right? It's like one Skull Bash isn't even.
I
really
think the
matter,
move
even
will
if
at
you
least
land on
win
a point
one
tool,
game
it's
this
not really the end of
series.
the world. He
I
can
think
top a
so.
couple other globals, and then he's back
But
to full casting, so
I don't really
I
see them
think
winning the whole
Paladin and
series.
Feral
I think
bouncing between those two
there are
likely
moments
needs to
here
be the
where
main priority.
it's close to
Obviously, don't
winning,
completely ignore the
or
Shadow
maybe not
Priest,
close to
but
winning.
I
this
really
last
got
game,
it.
but
From
where
watching
they
streams as well,
have
very
something good
fast
going,
and
and I think if
stealthy
they just keep
and
that going
loud.
for a little bit
Perspective
longer, they
seems
can
that
definitely
the
win.
Feral is
But,
usually the main target that
like,
goes down
taking the
and
whole
Paladin
series
that
is
goes
hard.
down, so if the move
I
can
think
adjust
Pika's
the
doing
targeting
wrong.
a bit, it's also going to increase.
I won't say he's
DPS,
doing
'cause Pika's
necessarily
damage
wrong,
is
but
so
like,
slower 'cause he's in bear form more
let's
than
say
focus
in the
mode,
opener
so his
here.
damage will go up.
Actually, this is like one massive thing. And by the way, I've only played this comp one time, and it's insane. But
And so
they don't really
they
have
can
many
focus
kicks.
on
So
either
let's say if
limiting
you stun the
Drake's
Feral
damage, so
Druid
Absturge can dispel, they get
first,
Prev's damage under control,
he trinkets.
and try and enable
If you
Pika's
can like
damage
half
under
maim and clone the other Feral Druid's incarn,
That's where the
or like kind of stop them more,
I mean, Prev,
then that's gonna really
or
reduce
WizK
the
doing
damage. I think Drake is doing this a
44%
lot,
onto the enemy Shadow
where he is
Priest,
kind of ruining Pikaboo's ghost more.
Prev is doing
And not just Pikaboo, but like cloning at key times.
It's just forcing Pika to
which
be
is-
in bear form a
which
lot
is
after,
huge.
It's forcing him to play defensive. It's forcing
But not
him
doing
to
it too much
be
either, because then you're not gonna pump damage yourself. It's about finding the balance there, like
he's
going for clones at the right things at the right time.
And another thing is
while you're
also the
still,
cyclones.
you
We
know,
didn't really see that,
optimizing your
and we
damage.
asked for that stat, but
And I think
it
Drake
is
and
something
just
that
like
we can keep
Jung in
on
general is
during
doing
this
that really,
match.
really well.
Who is actually casting more cyclones? Who's going for more kind of CC, and who's kind of prioritizing just getting more damage off? I'm going to see an opener here onto Drake. He gets a full row of bleeds from Pikaboo.
Kick.
And now Prev is going to be next on the chopping block. A lot of pressure coming out here from the move. Once again, onto the Shadow.
Yes, yo, Drake actually popping Incarn and Heart at the same time here instantly.
Bled up as well from Welcome to the Jungle.
Which makes sense because the game lasts about 5-6 minutes. So if you pop it instantly, you might get it back.
He's playing a bit more risky here, spending more time in cat form. He's on the Paladin. Drake's
Or,
on the Paladin.
like,
He's
in
now
the same
using
game.
Priest and the Paladin. Keeping his bleeds going, stunning up the Shadow Priest, trying to slow his aggression.
You faith in the move, like they can do it. It's possible.
Nice stun onto Jung again. Drake is forced to come back, and this is enabling Absurge to be more free in the matchup. Jung's risking some dispels here. WizK gets kicked. That's a really good timing between the dispel.
Pikaboo are doing a lot of damage though. But again, Drake now is hard to wild. Already done a bunch of clones this early in the game.
Where your dots are ticking. Nice cyclone from Pikaboo here onto Zhang, but it just feels like again Pikaboo.
I think Dwarf,
Surgical.
surgical.
Going to switch back to him. It's so important they don't just let Drake have free reign on Absurge.
Yeah, absolutely. And look at Drake. He's
Ooh, Drake is low now.
quite heavy from that, but still holding on to his cooldowns for now. Jung is going to be trading out the sacrifice instead. The Heart of the Wild is going to subside there for Drake as well, but matchup looking
Yeah,
a
Jung is
lot
like very
better
stable for the most part.
move.
That's
After
for
that
sure.
First game, they really took some of those lessons, and they're definitely applying them here in game number 2.
Guys, Pikaboo's really doing good on damage this game. But he's not really gone for many clones yet, though, right? He's not hard yet, not cloned.
Onto the Shadow Priest, and now onto the Druid as well. Pikaboo has triple bleeds rocking right now. He is doing so much
But
damage.
this approach can work.
Onto Jung, but not able to find it. Finds a kick onto Prev as
But
well.
like now when we get to about 5.5 minutes into the game, when Drake gets second hard up and he's gonna start landing clones more, it's gonna be
Pikaboo is rotting down as a result.
it's gonna be hard.
Opting for a little bit more crowd control on the side of Welcome to the Jung, and the move definitely opting for just more overall damage in this one.
Oh, WizK just got a double fear, and he got 2 trinkets from Drake and Jung here. So that's a nice psychic screen. There's a Siphene down. They have to be careful. This could be
Hardest up now, though.
dampening towards Pikaboo. It looks like they've sniped it off. Drake is
Here we go. Rake's on half rig on Pikaboo.
just needs to keep it up. If
Maim on
WizK can step
Sturge.
it up a little bit here as well, they'll actually
Into full
be in a
clone on
really good
Sturge.
position in terms of overall control on damage.
Now Pikaboo
But they'll
wall
start to fall
skins.
behind because the Jung's crowd control is really
This is
starting
second
to
incarns,
sink
by
in.
the way.
Cyclones onto Absurge, forcing him to use Lay on Hands. They force Survival Instincts as well from Pikaboo, as well as Heart of the Wild, as well as Barkskin. That's a big all-in from Pikaboo in terms of defense, and Drake now smells that as
A lot of CDC used there. Lay also used.
Harder now. Oh. Absurge. Drake is switching now back to the Paladin.
Drake's main class? I don't even know.
I think he might
I actually don't know.
Soon.
Rogue? Is it
Yeah,
Rogue?
He's off Clone DR off this bash. This could be trouble. WizK's interrupted on Shadow. He gets a fear off into the distance though here.
Yeah, like
And
knowing,
then
like
Drake now
going
is
for
there
like
to intercept Drake with
going
the
for
right
clones at
stun.
the right
Siphene
time
comes down
can be
to the
hard.
stun, forcing a blessing of protection. They
And
snipe
sometimes
the
you might
Siphene.
spend too much
They're
time
just
trying to
still
clone
looking
or
good.
clone the wrong
Pikaboo
thing.
maintains his lead. WizK's just
Like
gotta
finding
step it
the
up a
balance
little
there,
bit in this
because
position
you can
where
just all in.
Absurge
Yo,
forward to
guys,
spell,
there's
but
some trouble.
another
Bubble
swap
used.
onto the Paladin. Gets Divine Shield.
Maybe it's a
Even though the move
Windwalker.
are keeping
Windwalker
it
then went rogue.
close.
Okay.
Jung are just getting better setups.
Yeah, the setups from Jung and especially from Drake here are really getting.
Because like this game, Drake's damage is not as overwhelming. But if you've seen how many clones he's landed, and like and basically like right now, clones Pikaboo full, right? Like these kind of he's doing like when he main clone, full clone WizK now. Like he's just swapping clone from one guy to the other the whole game, and basically making like almost a 2v3 for a lot of the game. So
he's actually not going to be too good of a target, and instead it's going to be Absurge potentially as the.
you know, it's not always just about doing damage. That's for sure. Here we go. Pikaboo, nice clone to Shang. Prev in trouble. Beautiful dispersion force. Surge and maim though.
Dispersion of the match here, and now Pikaboo gets hodged here in cat form. Absurge gets the dispel, but
Drake with the cyclone onto WizK.
He's rotting down. There's the sacrifice, and Drake
Sturgeon
smells
in some
blood
trouble,
in the
guys.
water. Could go after Absurge. Actually has the bleeds rocking there, and he's gonna opt to just go back onto Pikaboo, trying to play a
Mana is so
more
even.
controlled approach on the side of
Pikaboo here, pumping Prev, Bop.
Right now,
Gets fully fared, man. Far away. Oof.
and his defense is starting to be limited.
Into a stun. Into a typhoon behind the pillar. Oh my god, dude. Drake rakes him full, knocks him behind the pillar with the incarn, and just
beyond that. And now they're moving to match point. And
takes
it
him
was
out.
something I wanted to just talk about strategy, but then they just get the kill, and we're about to see it in the replay. There's something that Jung is
Guys,
doing
2-0
that
for
I
Welcome to
don't
the
see
Jung.
Absurge doing, which is when he baits Pikaboo behind the pillar, he stuns him, and then he searing glares him out of the stun, which basically makes it like almost a 10-second stun. Whereas when he's pulling Drake behind the pillar, he's stunning him, but he's not glaring him. And so you'll see that in
Holy
the final
moly.
moments when Pikaboo moves back here behind the pillar, he gets crowd controlled, and then he gets glared. And it's just extending that CC chain a little bit longer. I think it's just about around here. Gets feared into a glare.
Let's see here. Yeah, so Drake is incarn back now. Okay, dude, this fair was so good as well because the fair takes in deep. Okay, the knock. Okay, I think the knock actually mattered because Surge was in silence anyways, but but yeah.
They had void shift. He could have saved that there.
I think he plays like a lot of things, James.
It still just feels like a targeting thing because they got dispersed from Prev, but it's Absurge and Pikaboo that are always the ones that are afraid. It seems like this game, damage was a lot closer than in any of the games that we've seen so far, but the targeting is a little bit off. And I think the Searing Glare adaptation is also something that's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, like this, like just the whole thing, just the whole team play though. Like they fair him deep, and they stun him deep. You know, it's just like the overall. How do you say it? Like the team play is so on point from Jung.
He's not taking like a huge risk. He's only doing it when Pikaboo is CC'd. He's not risking getting kicked. He's like, is he feared or stunned? I'll cast Glare and get a couple extra seconds. And it's all these little minor details.
And then silence, perfectly timed.
An advantage in the match.
Also,
I really love that Typhoon from Drake as well, and that power infusion as well coming out from Prev. It was just a perfect
guys, the mover down.
To take down
2-0.
Welcome to the Jung. Showing, a lot of flexibility here in the mirror matchup, showing that they can win with just kind of rotting the enemy team down, doing tons of damage, but also that they can win with these setups. Drake definitely played a more kind of controlled approach there, and they managed to get a big setup. Look at that ferocious bite as well, 1.4.
Thing is, like, the mover playing this well, too. I mean, they're not doing bad. It's just,
as well, so
Welcome to the Jung are just so good, man.
A lot of extra damage in that exchange.
As a team,
I feel like when Welcome to the Jung makes these pushes,
that's the thing too. Like they're individually so insane, but
they're just so coordinated with them.
They're just so much more locked in, like
they're looking
across the board,
better, a lot more
as in their
compared to last week. Welcome to the Jung, just a really
teamwork.
difficult opponent, but
It feels like.
we have seen reverse sweeps happen here in the past. What is the move going to do? Are they
You guys
gonna
believe the
mirror
move can still do
once
this?
again? Or are they going? Yeah, there it is. They're gonna just keep
Same
playing
comp
this
again.
mirror match until the bitter end. Potentially, they're on match point.
They're locking it in.
Tiger's Peak. So now we're gonna
Hold
have,
up.
what is that? 4 cats in this arena.
What do they do different than anyone else? Dude, like they remind me of Echo
Actually, there's a lot of feral maps.
in a way.
What's all this feral bias on the maps right now? Like, I don't know.
I don't think that they're like quite, Echo, but
in terms of just performance and offense, I mean,
there's just so many small things. Like just like the end of last game is a good example. Like Pikaboo's a bit deep. They fair him even deeper. And they typhoon him even deeper, and then as Sturge runs in, silence at the perfect time. It's just like that. That's just not just one player like making a good play. It's like as a team that is very in sync with what they want to do.
Now it's about fine tuning.
And like the second he's fair deep, Drake sees it, and Drake is already on him with Incarn. You know what I mean?
Also, getting those defensives out in time. There was, some things to respond with, but to be honest,
Yeah,
that
just
was
like
a
things like
very
that, and
surprising
they add up.
amount of damage also coming out, and yeah, we can see our predictions here so far.
Drake's
Me
build?
and Aya,
It's on the website. Like Drake's playing like a very standard
you're willing to give
build,
them a
except
game?
for
This
that
could
he's
be their
skipping
game.
They're better.
Taser
They're
Blood,
better than they were last week. Let's be real. Like,
which most Ferals don't do.
playing Feral for a week. He was top the meter that game. This is the first time somebody outdamaged Drake. He was outdamaging him. They had void shift. They could have kept the game going.
It's gonna, but I want to be broken. I don't know. I think that they'd be worse than what it is now.
Just yet, but definitely a game, and it's match point, and this is when they're gonna need it.
This is exactly when they're going to need it. WizK going to be the first target of choice. I like that Pikaboo waited in stealth here and then went after Drake instead.
This here, full fair on
Now
Pikaboo
the counter opener
and stun. He trinkets this now.
Already seeing
I think it was
power
fair and
being
stun least.
pulled from both of these Shadow Priests.
Actually, maybe it was no
He's going
stun.
to be the target of choice for Welcome to the Jung. Stun into silence, into a
Oh,
stone
damn,
core,
guys.
but is that going to be enough? Drake is actually rotting down a little bit, but look at that. They're able to reapply the dots immediately onto Sturge right after
Full
he
meme on
gets that
Drake.
stone form. And that
Maybe in the clone.
really going to be felt.
No clone to follow.
Right. Absurge is going for those searing.
The thing here, like you can kind of just clone, like if the Ferals in stun, because they have no kick, no stun. As long as you're not close to the paladin, like you can just pretty much clone. Of course they have grip, but if the priest is close as well, then that won't matter.
Yes, to get on point. Pikaboo gets caught overextended, but Manages to clutch out a huge heal. Abster's just trying to stay ahead of the dots there. It was the lay on hands and a dispel on the dots. Pikaboo's moving back towards Drake. He's in a good position to attack Drake and Zhang. If Pikaboo can maintain this position, it's going to be optimal. He can just ping pong between all 3 targets, but they know that he's vulnerable in that position. So Absterge has to be careful. He's just winding around the corner here, avoiding the instant CC, any potential dots as well. Although he has the Shadow Priest dots at the moment. He's going to dispel. And he gets feared back into the corner.
Nice clone.
Punished with this. Doesn't look like it. Drake's into a Cyclone.
Keep winning fair, though.
Focusing Prev again. They're still hard focusing the Shadow Priest.
Bop on Whiskey here.
They're getting decent pressure.
Prev in trouble, guys.
To win. Now they're switching back on Drake.
Lays used.
You can see Entropic Rift down for Prev. He's also focusing WizK. As Pikaboo's damage is getting higher, you can see Welcome to the Zhang are a little bit less stable in terms of their targeting as well.
Yeah, good.
This game, the mover looking solid right now.
Prev actually still keeping up though, despite being heavily targeted.
Full clone on Pikaboo.
Cyclones coming out. Another Cyclone here onto Pikaboo. Actually got the Cyclone stats for last game. Pikaboo, 2 Cyclones. Drake, 13 Cyclones. In game 1,
Yeah.
Pika, 3 Cyclones. Drake, 19 Cyclones. So Drake is being a lot more effective with his crowd control. So sure, his damage is lower, but it's not that much lower compared to what's going on here.
That's a lot of
In
clones.
terms of the CC, yeah, it's 20 clones, and it's only like...
I mean, like, yeah, there's only one kick. Like, the Feral's the only really one that can effectively stop clones. So you can just send a lot of clones there.
Onto him as well with the power infusion this time around. Drake's going to be opened on, though. Big pressure coming out. That's going to be the blessing.
Bop on the Drake.
Being thrown in there from John.
Look at that, man. He's pumping damage. You know, Pikaboo kind of just, like, told himself to stop cloning so much and just, like, try to do more damage.
This game is looking pretty good for them.
All right, Prev in Dark Ascension gets a full fear on the healer.
Which I think can work out, maybe. Problem is to not really force him any CDs. Pikaboo's low. Swap is used.
But they overlap with Survival Instincts. It was that much pressure. They got 2 major cooldowns from the move in this position. Mana is actually in favor.
This
of
was
Absterge.
Pikaboo's wall.
Going for a glare, looking to hit that and slow down the aggression of Pikaboo once again. Drake's going after Absterge.
Every game? Yeah, I mean, last series did not have any Feral Druid speed as if. Hold up. Come on now.
Zhang dispels into a silence. WizK's trying to ramp up here. Prev's
Oh,
still
Feral.
going after Pikaboo.
Adrenaline, welcome.
That's the big
Welcome,
difference is
welcome.
that Prev attacks Pikaboo when he pushes in on Zhang, whereas WizK doesn't really pressure Drake away from Absterge as much.
Yeah, and I think he's going to really...
There's a bash for Pikaboo. Skin is up.
More often here, but Drake dropping to about 50% HP. Goes for a kick
Nice
there
kick.
onto Wiz. And
Drake here landing a full clone onto WizK. Trinket is used.
He lands a stun. He gets these Cyclones. Look, there's a stun onto Absterge, and now he's going to pressure WizK after he trinkets that Cyclone. And I think Drake finding these opportunities to continuously go for these Cyclones is actually really enabling...
Here we go. Meme on the Drake, guys. Big damage here. Ooh.
Drake, forcing out his trinket, forcing out his heart of the
That's
wild.
Drake's trinket.
Kick
Peekaboo,
there
though.
onto Absterge, and now the whole team is just rotting
Bob is
down.
used.
Entropic Rift onto Pikaboo. The blessing of protection is good, but Wiz also might be forced into the dispersion. Absterge
It's hard to play?
What is this?
I think it is fairly hard to play, yeah.
There's just so much rot pressure happening.
It is,
Meanwhile,
it is.
Zhang is able to recover his team decently. The boy Tendies are proccing onto Wiz. Wiz has the dispersion. Desperate Prayer could be
Guys, the
enough,
mover on the
but
last
I'm not
last
sure.
legs right now, if you can say that. If that's the
Flashes
saying,
here.
I'm
Trying
not
to
sure.
hold on to that dispersion.
Hodge, though, Mame. Perfect timing. Also son of Whiskey, triple Thunder actually. Half Rake now, Incarn is back.
Onto Pika as well for good measure. Barkskin is good though for Pika.
I mean, the move
And
could make
Absterge
some things happen here, but
somewhat recovers the move.
the
That
Incarn
was
here.
an insane
Drake
push
wall
coming out from
skins.
Welcome to the Jung.
Another big exchange that puts Welcome to the Zhang in the lead in terms of defense, but maybe an opportunity. Drake gets low through Barkskin. Nah, Zhang is there.
Here we go.
Huge
People
kills.
cloning Shang, full clone.
Is reloading dots onto the whole team here with Vampiric Touch, and now he's going into Dark Ascension. He's ramping up for some big burst damage, and Pikaboo seems to be his priority. Void Torrent, no interrupt for it, fully channeled.
Ooh,
onto
full
Pikaboo in
clone.
this position. That's going to be a lot of damage for Absterge to recover through as that Entropic Rift is getting larger and larger and about to explode, but he clones
Full
Pikaboo
clone
right before
on
it explodes.
Peekaboo now.
A bit of lost damage here with this cycle.
On the
Obviously,
Fury as
Pikaboo's
well.
Damage is going to ramp down because he cloned the Tiger's Fury, but losing that Entropic Rift explosion could be devastating as well. Absterge dispels.
It was fair now, so you cannot clone Drake off the bash. Hodge, double stun. Peekaboo's wall back and now skin back as well.
He sacrifices instead. He pops it on top of it. He's still just dying through bare form sacrifice, and wall WizK mass dispels the dots to try and put his team back in the game, but Prev just instantly reloading those dots once again, and he's got a huge gap on WizK in terms of damage at this point. Prev into a stun. Absterge dispels, falling further behind on pressure.
Man,
He's
Prevish is
slightly ahead on
so
mana.
good.
Maybe if he can keep his team alive here, there's
Also,
a shot for the move as
Drake in trouble, you guys. Kind of low.
WizK's
Skin is
rocking
used.
as well, and it's really nail biting at this moment. Dampening is going to get things going really quick.
Yeah, and another swap there onto Pikaboo as he was pushing for Jung behind
All
that
right.
pillar. Wiz has nothing left as well, so he's
Double
definitely
rake,
making
guys.
target. Look at
There it
Drake
is.
going for the double
We
rake
finally
stun.
saw
He
it
managed
come
to get
through.
the follow-up silence. Wiz, what are you gonna do?
This is gonna be over here, I think.
There as well. A big swap.
The
as
pressure's
Wiz
unreal,
is
man.
proccing onto him. The Bop is gonna be able to pause things for just a second, but Wiz
Stirred is
still
low.
has the
Pikaboo's
wound,
low.
and
Whiskey's
Astros as
low.
well, taking so much damage behind that pillar. Going for a heal
Incarns
onto
are back
himself, but Wiz
now.
could fall in that moment. So could Pikaboo
Right
in
now.
this rake
This
stun.
should be it.
Big fear coming out from Prev onto Abster. He's gonna trinket, but is it going to be enough defense? Pikaboo on his last leg
Oh
here.
my God.
10% HP.
It's
and
over.
The Rift is chasing him, and it will crash. And
Damn, guys, a 3-0 for Welcome to Jung.
Takes it 3-2-0 and will
Wow.
advance in the upper bracket.
They're getting better, but it still looks not even close. Like, you know, you get a week of practice, you're all in on the Feral Druid, try and take it to Welcome to the Jung. He
That
can
was-
stop in
that
the
was
meter, but
crazy.
now it looks like he's just falling behind on clones.
Welcome
And
to
the
the Jung,
clones are
dude.
Likely, you know,
What a
limiting,
team.
In this case, damage a lot if most of those are going.
I think
to
that, I mean, this look better though from the
spend
move,
more
but
time in Cyclone in the game or something like that. But if it's like Prev is
than
in
last
0
week.
time of Cyclone and WizK's in 30 seconds of Cyclone, that's 30 seconds.
but to
he's
beat
not
Welcome to the
attacking.
Jung is just not enough.
So that's
yeah,
going to be
we-
a big difference there.
Like and
Wiz
to
is
you know
definitely
beat them
getting
at their
Cyclone
own
as well.
game.
I think Drake is just doing a good job in general. Anytime he locks somebody down at the end of that lockdown, he likes to go for a little cyclone.
That'd be
you
good,
see
Paul,
them on
yeah.
Pikaboo, you see him onto Wiz, you see him onto
That would be
Sturd
good.
as well. But I think Welcome to the Jung. I mean, Pikaboo, at least his damage was really good. He topped damage.
Yeah, I don't think Rogue
these
would
last
necessarily
two
work too
games.
well here.
So he kept up.
To be honest, I think Welcome to the Jung, you know, 3-0s most teams on most comps now.
You know, a factor here, and you can see it even here in the replay. Like Pikaboo gets low HP, gets low Cyclone, and then Drake is just swapping his target, and that's gonna pause the pressure onto Pikaboo, and then it's gonna reset the stun DRs. And then you can just go back onto him here with
In
that
NA,
break
for
stun
sure.
into a maim stun, and then Pikaboo is just gonna be rotting down from all of that pressure coming in. Wiz is also rotting down.
Yeah,
what do you do to
maybe.
Upsturge in this situation?
I mean,
He's
like
gonna
especially
take
like maybe after
yeah,
losing a
well,
couple
obviously,
games, you
you
know,
know, Shadow Priest,
at least trying it like for a game.
None of us have cooldowns, and we're all dying. So I think that a big reason why they get this
By
type of
maps, yeah,
pressure
it's
is
insane.
because of these low cyclones. They are so crucial when they land.
This
like
clone
that.
was really
Don't
good.
get an interrupt onto Drake. This is it's just a full reset on your stun DRs, and also it gives Prev a perfect opportunity to land those dots. Like as soon as that cyclone ends, Prev can already be pre-casting his dots onto Pikaboo and make sure that he has his damage
Guys,
rolling. So really,
that
really
is
nice stuff
series.
there from Drake.
Welcome to the Jung versus
To the
Pika
Jung, but you know,
versus the move.
definitely showing signs of life.